What's up guys, in this video you're going to learn 5 tips for Amazon FBA sellers with a budget under $2,000. I know a lot of you out there might not have $2,000 to start your Amazon FBA business. I personally recommend $5,000 up to $10,000. So if you have less than $2,000 but you're really interested in starting this type of business, stick around because in this video I'm going to talk you through 5 ways that you can make this work or find ways to increase your budget so that you can give yourself the best chance of success. The first tip for people selling on Amazon or wanting to start an Amazon FBA business is to save up more money. Okay, if you have a budget right now of less than $2,000, but you want to start your own brand, you want to start a business on Amazon, I would strongly encourage you to simply be a little patient and save up some more money. So if that means you need to work a little bit extra at your job, if you need to find another side source of income that can give you a quicker, paycheck, I would highly recommend doing that. Mowing lawns, shoveling snow, whatever it is you got to do, go taking on some contract labor, freelancing, flipping stuff, selling stuff sitting around your house that you don't need anymore. Anything to get your budget up closer to $5,000, I think is really, really important. It's going to relieve a lot of stress. It's going to help you make much smarter business decisions because here's the thing. If you're stuck with a budget of $1,000 or $1,500, every decision you make along the way of this journey is going to really stress you out because you're going to think, holy cow, I only have $1,000. I got to make this work. I can't afford this photographer. I can't afford this first order. I can't afford to get more samples because I need to save my money for the restock, or I got to save it for, your budget is so tight and so slim. It's going to be really, really hard to make very wise decisions with your business. So step number 1, tip number 1, just simply save up some more money. Okay. If you have to wait another 6 months to get this thing going, that is totally fine. I know a lot of people are like, I'm going to miss the boat. I'm going to miss the chance. It's getting too saturated. Guys, 3 years ago, people were saying it was too saturated, okay? They're always going to be saying that. That's just an excuse people have because they don't know a good strategy. They don't want to put in the real effort and work to create a premium quality brand. Tip number 2 for you, if your budget is under $2,000 and you want to start selling on Amazon, would be to start with reselling. I know a lot of people who are very, very successful reselling on Amazon. So there's a lot of terms for this that you'll hear in the online business world. Online arbitrage, which is when you buy stuff online, Walmart.com, other online websites, and then resell it on Amazon. There's retail arbitrage where you can just go to your local Walmart, Target, buy products off the shelf at a discount, sell them for a higher price on Amazon. There's wholesaling where you can buy in bulk from top brands that you know and love and sell it on Amazon. Okay, so there's a lot of different models of reselling, and you can resell on Amazon. You can even resell on Amazon FBA, which is very, very wise if you do want to get into selling on Amazon, but maybe you don't quite have the budget to launch your own private label brand just yet. I know a bunch of people over on Twitter who are doing really well, like I said, with reselling. I would go check out Coach Joe Hart. He's got a group called Products for Profit where they teach how to find good products to resell on eBay or Amazon. Greg Webb, Toyfolio, he's another guy who talks a lot about reselling toys on Amazon. Nate Ellis, Massive Family on Twitter as well. He's doing crazy numbers on Amazon, wholesaling, reselling, a little bit of private label mixed in. So, even if you jump over to my Twitter, I can connect you with a lot of these people who can help you out in the reselling space. So that's a great idea for a lot of people if you don't have the budget to get going with private label just yet. Tip number 3 for those wanting to sell on Amazon without a good enough budget, or let's say a budget under $2,000. We'll stick to the title here. Tip number 3 would be to find a business partner. So this is something that can work out really well. For those of you who've been listening to the show or watching me on YouTube, you know that we have a business partner, our neighbors and close friends who we have been building Remy and Rue with. Now, we never started because we needed more money with them, but it's a really beneficial part of the partnership, right? So anytime we want to invest more money, it's kind of a 50-50 thing. So if we say, hey, we want to start this Amazon business, I think we need $5,000 to get this thing going. We'll invest $2,500. You invest $2,500. We're 50-50 partners. Now we have a good enough budget. Okay, so the big thing though to remember is I would be very, very cautious with who you work with as your business partner. You want to work with someone you trust. You want to work with someone that you get along with. But you also want to work with someone who can bring a unique skill set to the table. I think this is something a lot of people overlook, and I've talked to and heard of some people having issues with their business partners. They're frustrated with them for whatever reason. And it seems to me that a lot of times you're not bringing any uniqueness to the table. So if you and your business partner are literally the exact same person, you have skills in, we'll say you both have really good photography skills, but you have zero business skills, you might have the best photos in the world, but you're not going to know how to run a business. Okay, so it's going to be really challenging for you to do this successfully if your business partner and yourself don't bring unique skill sets. I think honestly that's something that is super, super beneficial. A huge reason why we're having so much success is myself. I bring a lot of business strategy, marketing strategy, overall business growth, scaling, money philosophy to the table. Cameron, my business partner, brings a really, really big wealth of knowledge and experience with photography, video, design, aesthetics, like brand image, all that kind of stuff. I'm not the most artistic eye for design and that kind of thing. He does really, really good with that. He's really good, a very skilled photographer and all that stuff. So it's a very good partnership. And I obviously do not want to leave out our wives, Cameron's wife, Ashley, my wife, Taylor, both very, very skilled individuals, great design eyes. They do really well with social media, customer service, interaction, product planning, product development. Yeah, so honestly, without the four of us all bringing kind of our unique experiences, unique insight, unique skills, I really don't think we'd be as successful as we are today. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for your business partner. The fourth tip, if you do not have a big enough budget, if you're less than a $2,000 budget to launch your Amazon brand, would be to do things yourself. DIY, do it yourself. So what am I referring to with this? I would say there's, different steps of this business model where you could either do it yourself or you could outsource it. Perfect example, product photography. Okay. If you are a skilled photographer, you own a nice camera. You got a DSLR camera, mirrorless camera, whatever, nice camera, not an iPhone, and you're good at photography, take your own product photos. You might have to go buy a couple lights, but you could DIY that at Home Depot for like $20, $30, but take your own product photos. I need to be very, very, very cautious with telling people this because it makes me very, very nervous when I hear people say, oh yeah, like we're going to do all of our own photos and yeah, we got a camera and but they're not really skilled enough to do it. They really shouldn't be doing it. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you shouldn't. This applies to so many things in life, honestly, but just because you can take photos doesn't mean you should be taking your photos. If you are not qualified, if you are not skilled enough to take high quality photos for your brand, you shouldn't be doing it. But if you are, then you can save yourself a lot of money by doing your own product photos. This applies to a whole lot of things. If you're a graphic designer, maybe you have a lot of skills with Adobe Illustrator and graphic design. You've been doing that. Design your own logo. That'll save you a bunch of money. Do your own product design. Whatever, if you're doing textiles, design your own patterns. Do your own design. That will save you a lot of money. Okay? So that really depends on your skill set though. Like I said, I want to be very, very cautious. I really want to make sure you understand this. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. But if you have a lower budget and you have the skill set, you can save yourself a lot of money doing it in-house, doing it yourself instead of outsourcing that. And tip number 5 for people wanting to start an Amazon business with a budget under $2,000 would be to ask friends or family members for money. Now, I know that you probably didn't want to hear that as the 5th tip, but it can be a really great way to get money to start your Amazon FBA business. The reason I say friends and family versus going out and getting a loan is I really like the idea of what we call an angel investors. These are investors who will basically loan you money without really, wanting to take a huge interest or deadlines or things. Someone who's really flexible. So if you're young like me and you have successful parents, your parents can be a great option. Or if you have older siblings, who already are successful in life, going to a sibling. Again, we're not asking our parents or siblings for $50,000. Like, this isn't anything crazy, but let's say you have $2,500. You want to get another $2,500 to really get to that $5,000 mark. Go and ask your parents, go and ask your siblings, maybe ask a really close friend that you trust. Write something up maybe to protect yourself so there's no arguments on what your expectations are for paying them back or how much, if they do want interest or whatever. But like I said, the nice thing about that, it's very flexible. I've borrowed money from my dad for things many times in my life. So it's definitely something that's been very, very beneficial and really a blessing, because I understand that not everyone has parents or friends or siblings who they can turn to for money. But it's definitely a way to get your budget up. Now, that concludes our 5 tips of people wanting to start an Amazon business but don't necessarily have a big enough budget. And here's the thing. In nowhere in this episode, in this video, did I mention anything about go get a cheaper designer off Fiverr or find a cheaper manufacturer on Alibaba or lower your cost of this or that. Because that's not the strategy. As soon as you start taking those shortcuts of trying to make things work because your budget's too low, that's what is going to get you in big, big trouble down the road. So I'm not here to tell you if you have a budget under $2,000, you should be, going on Fiverr for $5 here and there and cutting costs and like doing this kind of stuff. No. You should be focusing on getting your budget up. That's the main focus. If your budget's under $2,000 or under $5,000, do these things to get your budget up to $5,000 and then get started. Or find a way, if you want to get started with $2,500, that's great, but have a plan to next month dump in another $1,000. The next month, dump in another $1,000. If you have another source of income that can bring in $1,000 every month, funnel that $1,000 into your budget as well. But I really, really don't want you to take shortcuts. I don't want you to try to make your $1,000 budget work when launching this brand. I really firmly believe, after doing our own business, working with so many other people closely, observing people who fail. That's another benefit that I've had lately, is a lot of people message me and email me about their failing businesses. And so I like to ask them questions. What did you start with? What was your budget? What did you do? Show me your products, send me your links. I look at all this kind of stuff because I'm able to gather a lot of feedback and understand, why does our strategy work and what makes other people fail? Like, why are other people failing with their businesses? So I can use that information to try to give you guys the best advice that I can to help you get started. So again, do everything that you can to get yourself up to a comfortable budget. $5,000, honestly, like, let's be honest, it's an arbitrary number. Like, I literally kind of just came up with it. That's what we started with. That's probably why I say 5,000. But knowing the costs of things, getting started, working with so many students, understanding their costs, what they're spending money on, how much it's costing them, that really is kind of what I feel you need to be comfortable and make wise decisions and not feel super stressed out about it. If you found value in this video, do me a huge favor, guys. Hit the thumbs up button for me. It helps my video get out there on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe because I've got more videos coming for you on the way. I'm Andy, you're watching Learn How. See you in the next video.